Like what the state's been working on, shelling out 61 grand to replace sod and repair the part of the state capitol that was damaged by protesters. And now we've learned the state farmed out a big chunk of the work instead of using its own employees. Capitol correspondent Pat Bailey joining us now with more on this story and what the state has said about that whole issue. Pat?
Well, Jerry, the state tells me that there really is no issue at all. Now, it took $61,000 and every penny to repair this lawn here on the West Capitol Park just outside the state capitol. State officials tell me that every penny was not only justified, but every penny was well worth it. And they tell me that there was not only state workers, but non-state workers that did the project. Another move, they say, was justified.
The park looks great. The park needed to be repaired. It definitely did.
But Assemblyman Steve McLaughlin questions how this grass got planted. Office of General Services chose to have sod laid down as opposed to raking the dirt and planting seed. Total cost, $60,968.08 with labor.
But I think it's indicative, and people can get their arms around it, of the way the state can sometimes apparently waste money that the private sector wouldn't do.
But the head of OGS says no money was wasted here.
We received some estimates, and some of them were higher.
Commissioner RoAnn Destito says the state got its money's worth, despite the fact they hired non-state workers to help state crews finish the job. Total cost for that specifically was $38,081. The OGS commissioner says the state's staff wasn't able to do other springtime jobs and get this grass planted in a timely fashion.
We made a decision that we would use some of our staff and we would have per diem people come in and supplement our staff. We have the whole complex to take care of here in the state capitol, and I made that decision.
Now, the issue to have to replace the lawn here and the cost, only half the argument Assemblyman McLaughlin was making today as to why he said he was upset. He is upset over who he says OGS is blaming for this. OGS, in response to that, says that they're offended by the claim. I'll tell you what that claim is coming up tonight at 6:30. Jerry?
Oh, well, Pat, let's talk about, whether or not the state got its money's worth. How long did the project take?
Well, I was looking back at a story that we first did about it when the project started. I would say it was about the second week of April, and as you can see behind me, most of this side of the West Capitol Park is done. Just over to the other side, the final touches are being done, so you're looking at about 3.5 to 4 weeks. I talked to an official in OGS today who said maybe by next week everything will be done, and these barricades maybe a week after can be taken off, and people again can enjoy this park. On lunchtime, a lot of people sit out here able to walk on the new sod.
All right, Pat, we appreciate you keeping on top of that for us. Thank you.